Welcome to Start Smart with Heart with our host, Joan Ryu. Today, we want to talk about something that doesn't get said out loud enough, especially in economic development spaces. Not every business strengthens a community, and not every entrepreneur is prepared to lead responsibly. In tribal communities in particular, we've seen what happens when economic development focuses only on launching businesses without teaching people how to manage assets, risk, responsibility, and long-term impact. So today we're asking a deeper question. Why do tribes need asset-literate entrepreneurs, not just more businesses? Because the goal isn't activity. The goal is durability. Let's start here.
Business activity versus economic stability. A business can create income, create jobs, create movement, but assets create stability. Assets are things like housing, land, businesses that outlive their founders, systems that transfer value, not chaos to the next generation. And without asset literacy, even successful businesses can collapse under poor decisions, create debt instead of opportunity, disappear when leadership changes. So economic development isn't about how fast something starts. It's about how long it lasts. What is asset literacy? Well, asset literacy means understanding ownership versus control, risk versus reward, short-term gain versus long-term cost. It's knowing when not to start a business, how housing decisions affect workforce participation, why probate, succession, and planning matter before crises hit. An asset-literate entrepreneur doesn't ask, "Can I make money?" They ask, "What happens to this when I'm gone? Who does this help? Who bears the risk?" Now, the mindset is what turns entrepreneurship into economic development. Why this matters in tribal communities? Well, in tribal communities, economic decisions are rarely individual. They are collective. When a business fails, families are impacted, housing stability is affected, trust erodes. When assets are mishandled, land is lost, opportunities disappear, future generations pay the price. So that's why tribes don't just need business owners, they need stewards, people who understand governance, accountability, intergenerational responsibility. Asset-literate entrepreneurs strengthen sovereignty because they protect resources, reduce dependency, build systems that endure. And this is how communities move from survival to self-determination. What we should be teaching first. Before business plans, pitch decks, or funding, we should be teaching 1. Personal financial stability. If you can't manage your household, a business will magnify the problem. You heard me. If you cannot manage your household, a business will magnify the problem. 2. Housing literacy. Stable housing supports workforce reliability, education, and health. 3. Decision-making under pressure, because crisis reveals character and leadership. 4. Succession and responsibility. Who carries this forward? If you can. Entrepreneurship without preparation is an empowerment, it's exposure. So, start smart with heart. Here's the takeaway. Strong communities aren't built by chasing opportunity. They're built by people who understand the weight of responsibility. Asset-literate entrepreneurs don't just create income, they protect families, stabilize housing, strengthen workforce systems, honor the future. That's why Start Smart with Heart exists, because when people are equipped with knowledge, integrity, and foresight, economic development becomes more than growth, it becomes a legacy. Thanks for listening. Now, if this episode changed your thinking, share it with someone who's considering starting something new today. And remember, start smart, lead with heart, build what lasts. Hit that like button and subscribe. See you next time.